Hey, this is Tyler Krochek. This is part 2 of my side of the story. Well, I suppose I made myself out to look like pretty much an asshole in the first video. I wanted to kind of lighten the mood when I did the first one. The second one, this is where the facts really come in. The girl that I'm seeing, Brittany Plamp, the beautiful Brittany Plamp, I had wanted her for years. I'm talking about back in 2007 when they had MySpace. And she lived in a different place, and I lived, in Manistee and everything. So it never worked out, and then I kind of just forgot about her. And I came into work one day, and I knew that was her. I had not seen her in 7 years, and I knew that was her. And the moment I seen her, I knew it was her. And I was taken back, but I couldn't do nothing. I was married. And this before I even had cheated with this other girl and everything. My eyes just fell in love when I seen her. But I couldn't do nothing. But I would little bit throughout each month, I would message her and just try and get a feel for her. And she talked back a little bit, but then again, she had found out I was married, so she wouldn't do anything, so I understood that. And how we really kicked off was my ex-wife and I had got really sick that day. And matter of fact, Brittany covered for me at work. She said, "Oh yeah, you go home," and she took my hours and everything. And I went home and I went to sleep and everything. And my wife was supposed to come home at about midnight, and she gets home about 12:07 from where she worked. Just work and drive to the house was about 12:07 when she would get there. I woke up and it was about 12:25, 12:30. Wasn't home, and I was a little concerned, but I decided to just wait a bit. She wasn't emailing me, nothing. So I called her. I called her, and she said she was still at work. She was waiting for someone to get out, and it just didn't seem right. She told me the girl's name. I went and I messaged the girl. The girl's like, "No, I got here at 11:50. She left with this other guy. She'd take him home or something." So I went off on my wife about it, and she came home and walked in the room, took her ring off and threw it at me, and she went in the kids' room. And the funny thing is the first person I messaged was Brittany. I was like, my wife and she just left me. She cheated on me and left. I don't know for sure if she cheated on me. If she did, she did. She didn't, she didn't. It's whatever. So, but of course, my ex-wife and we worked it out and stayed together and this and that. But the actual day that it happened, it was we actually started when we started seeing each other. We had spent maybe 4 or 5 days, almost every day together, at night, of course, because I'd say I was working overnights. But it was 4 or 5 days straight where we were just seeing each other before I actually told my ex-wife what I was doing. But in those 4 to 5, that first day, I remember the first morning when I was leaving Brittany's house. We stayed up all night. She told me these ghost stories and stuff, and random things that I don't know. Normally I wouldn't have wanted to hear it. I've been like, okay, yeah, alright. But I just was intrigued by her. And then we watched these scary movies that were cheaply made that I never would have given the time of day, but I wanted to because I wanted to be next to her. And I remember that she wasn't easy like most girls. She made me wait, and she made me work for it. And I remember that night, or that morning actually, when I went to leave, she had Her eyes were bloodshot from staying up all night, her hair a mess, but that image of her standing in the doorway looking at me saying, text me, it just pulled on my heart in a way that I just couldn't believe. And I knew at that point I was in trouble as far as my marriage was concerned, but I couldn't get enough of this girl. So I went home and tried to get as much sleep in, but of course my wife shows up and I got a headache and I flipping my hair around and my double chin's in the way. And you gotta watch my kids. You watch my kids, and it's like, it's like they're not my kids. They're your kids with your ex-husband. I mean, and a lot of people are gonna get all mean towards me about how I'm acting and saying, but come on, let's face it. She's married twice. Okay, the first guy, from what I hear, cheated on her and left her because she was fucking mean and annoying as shit. And a Miss Priss, as they would say. I mean, and by no means is she high class and all that. I mean, we're talking about somebody who just, no. I don't want to say certain things, but no. It wasn't worth it to me to be with her. I knew I was gonna leave her. I honestly figured we were gonna do a big wedding in March 20th, and I was gonna stay and stick it out because I had pumped all of my money into it. I put over $2,000 into it, so I just was like, well, fuck, I might as well get my money's worth. That's the truth, really. If I had not put in all that money, I probably would have been gone before Christmas. But I needed a way out. And my heart was leaning towards somebody else. And I knew it when I was there was one day where she was sitting on the couch with her kids, and I was sitting on the other couch, and I looked over at her, and I didn't see anything. As far as, like, do I love her or anything? I just saw this like, almost in a way, a stranger that I couldn't stand. And she just looked at me and I remember just thinking to myself, like, what am I doing here? I'm not happy. I am so not happy. And my family didn't know about Brittany, but my grandma, my aunt, my cousin, my best friend, they all knew about the other girl. And I'm not going to say the other girl's name because there's no need to air out her name, but my ex-wife, matter of fact, when I told her I had cheated on her, she was saying she figured it was this other girl. And it's not my first ex-wife. And now I know I'm backtracking here. Yeah, I've been married twice. I married the town dump the first time. I was the garbage man. I took out the trash every Sunday. But and that's my second wife was not the town dump by any means or trash. I don't like saying mean things about her, but all the crap that she has put me through, like 2 months or a month after we got married, till when we separated and going through the divorce, it was a fucking nightmare. I mean, the things I had to hear. See, she really never really attacked me personally. She always attacked my girlfriend. And she attacked my family. She attacked my son. And she attacked my girlfriend's family. It just really got to me. That's when I really started thinking about making these videos, is when she attacked my son. That pissed me right off. That's a little boy who didn't ask for any of it. She never got to meet him or anything, so and I'm not attacking her kids. I'm just saying, I didn't want to be their dad. I didn't want to raise them. I didn't. I'm not saying that they were, you know, terrible kids or they were hard to handle or raise. They really weren't. They were good kids. I just didn't want to do it. They weren't mine. And I just, when I looked at the big picture and everything, I looked at it like, well, these kids aren't mine. They're hers with someone else. She's already created this family. I don't want to be a part of that, because it's not really my family. When I met Brittany and everything, I started to see it as, you know, this is my way to start a new family, something fresh and everything. And here's another thing that I've been hearing. He cheated on me. He's probably going to cheat on her. I'm not going to cheat on Brittany. I have no reason to. She makes me happy. She loves me unconditionally. I have trust issues, but be honest, I trust her. I have full trust in that woman, and I love her with all my heart. And I don't want anybody else. I don't see anybody else in that way.